Training camp is back! Woo! And there's a few questions coming in training camp. Hello my fellow Habs fans, welcome back to this episode of the Habs Fan Forum, proudly a part of Rocket Sports Media and allhabs.net. I'm Ben Danke, your host, and here at the forum, this is where us fans get to have our voices heard. Now let's talk about these Montreal Canadiens, because training camp is back! Woo! Pumped for the new season. It feels like it's been a while, but it was a very short off season, but I'm nonetheless excited for training camp to be back, and there's lots to look forward to. This is a very interesting year for the Montreal Canadiens. They had a lot of change, that crazy Stanley Cup run, and there's a few questions coming into training camp. Alright, the rookie exhibitions are done. They were really exciting. We got a great first look at some of these prospects, and a few of them are going to be at camp, so I'm going to go into that in a little bit. So first off, though, this is Dom Ducharme's first full training camp. So we get to see a little bit about what he's about, what he can do. He has a full training camp. He's got a 3-year contract. This is his camp to build the roster and train this roster exactly how he wants it. I haven't been a big flag-waving fan of DD, but let's see what he's got. All right, we have 70 players invited to camp to battle this out. They got 2 groups, A and B, which are fighting to see who's going to make the roster, as well as participating in different scrimmages and practices. And we have a group C, which is for the most part going to be AHLers and ECHLers and just participating in the camp. We do have a few junior players that are interested in getting some extended time from rookie camp, which is always fun. I love this time of the year because you get all these new players, young bloods in there fighting, competing fiercely. There's going to be some interesting prospects. So tough to crack the roster, but Josh Brook, Matthias Norlinder, Caden Gooley, who was a big standout at the rookie camp, and even to some extent Fairbrother. To be honest, I think they all have it in tough to actually make the roster. Norlander, I hope he goes back over to Sweden so he gets some more playing time there. Gooley, same thing. I think they kind of develop him into the player they want to be, and same with Fairbrother. Brook might get some playing time in call-ups, but I doubt he makes it after camp. So on the defensive side, I think we have it pretty clear who's going to be there, but how are they going to be lined up? We don't know how they're going to have their second pairings, third pairings. I did hear that Romanov's going to be on the left side, his natural side, which I'm excited about. So one thing to look out for is to see how Dominique Ducharme pairs this new defensive group and see how that kind of shakes out with Weidman, Kulak, and some of these prospects fighting for spots. On the forward side, the Montreal Canadiens have one of the deepest winger groups, so we have a pretty good idea who's all going to be there. And in terms of the centers, there was an interesting offseason, so we're going to see how they play out. Dvorak's going to slot in at second line, Jake Evans is supposed to slot in at third, and we're going to find out who's going to be that fourth line center. So you have Paquette and Perreault, who are there battling as some vets. But in terms of some interesting prospects who might crack this lineup, in terms of forward groups, because of the depth the Canadiens have, I only really see 2 potentials, and that's Poehling and Ylonen. So really, in terms of the forward group, I'm excited to see if Ryan Poehling can crack this roster. Just want to mention a quick word from our sponsors. Since Rocket Sports Media is a proud part of the Hockey Podcast Network, we are sponsored by DraftKings. The season is just getting started at DraftKings Sportsbook, and right now, DraftKings is ramping up for the NFL season, and they're offering $200 free if you place a bet of just $1 instantly. So just head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code THPN when you place a bet of at least $1, and you get that $200 free into your account. If Sportsbook is not yet available in your state yet, That's alright, DraftKings still has daily fantasy prizes available. Just remember to use the promo code THPN. Now, in terms of the forwards who we know are going to be there, we had one banged up group playing for the Montreal Canadiens with Toffoli was hurt in the playoffs, Gallagher was hurt in the playoffs. So I'm hoping to see a bunch of these players come back, be healthy, bring that energy, and see how they perform. With the new look of Hoffman, and now that Caulfield's getting a really full chance at camp and starting the season with them, there's just a lot of excitement about how these lines are going to be made up. So I'm excited to see how DD puts together this power play. Weber's obviously not going to be there, and neither is Kotkaniemi. So take those two out, and you have some interesting opportunities of how to play around with this power play. Some really good shooters, and Hoffman, some grinders, and Anderson, and Gallagher. So seeing how the Habs put together this new look power play, that's been pretty fun. Another thing to look out for, of course, is Jonathan Drouin making his return. He's been out since, I think, March or April. Of course, taking that personal leave. A lot of buzz in the air recently about that. Not going to go into that right now, but at the same time, I've never been a huge Jonathan Drouin fan, and I don't really see where he fits in this roster. So I'm hoping he does come to camp, comes out of the gate heavy, and plays to his potential for the purpose of, hey, if he does play to his potential, awesome. He'll be in the lineup, and he'll be playing really well and scoring those goals and assists that we know he can put up. Maybe not consistently, but he has the talent to do it, and just maybe earn himself a trade. So we'll see. I'm hoping he comes out hot. I do hope he's feeling good, and we're going to see how he plays out at the gate. Finally, I'm excited to hear that Carey Price will be participating in training camp, which is awesome. Not because I really care to see how he's going to perform in training camp. If anything, he's going to be working on certain aspects of his game and trying to rehab that hip back. But just good to see that his recovery's on pace. I want to see him healthy and with the team so that day one, they're going to have a healthy Carey Price there in the pipe, because let's be real here, they need him, and excited to see him actually have a full healthy year with the team. Alright, with training camp in full swing, it's always super fun to get a first look at all these players, see the chemistry, see the energy, that return from an off season. I love training camp time, so excited to be around for this and watch these guys get at it. I'm probably actually going to be going to the Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs game on Saturday, which is the very first preseason game. So excited to get a first look at game action. Alright, that's it for this episode of the Habs Fan Forum. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please just like down below, share, and leave some comments. If you have some thoughts on this training camp and who you want to see stand out, any battles you're excited for, just let me know. I'm happy to chat about it. There's lots going on at allhabs.net. You can check out the notepads that are getting posted, the weekly recaps that are getting posted. We have, of course, the podcasts. So check out allhabs.net for the best Montreal Canadiens coverage. Alright, thanks again for watching, and of course, woo! Go Habs, go!